Hi, this is Rainbow Harmony, here to help you find balance and peace to live a more colorful life. And this is a pick a card reading. And what I decided I would do is help make this reading a little bit more personal for you by allowing you to choose the cards. So it kind of shows you a little glimpse at what a personal reading is kind of like. If any of you guys are interested, I'm doing personal readings right now for $11.11, and soon my prices are going to go up. So check out the description below if you're interested in that. So what I want you guys to do is take a deep breath and get balanced. And go ahead and think about a question or a situation, or you can even just be open if you don't have anything in mind for just a general reading. And when you're ready, you're going to go ahead and choose one of the cards. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So choose one of the stacks of cards. Whatever one stands out to you. Some people just instinctively know which one to choose. Others might hear the number in their head. If that's not working, try holding your hand up to the screen over each pile of cards, and you might feel a tingling in your fingertips when you're over the cards that you're supposed to choose. That works for some people. So once you've got it, you can go to the description below, and I have the timestamps for each card. If you're feeling an intuition to just watch the whole video, then maybe all of it is a message for you. So you can go ahead and fast forward to your part in the video or stay with me here, and we're going to start with the first stack, number 1. This is the card that we got for Saturday's reading. It's saying there's a big opportunity that's come in for you, related to, prosperity and abundance. It could be related to your career and money. I'm actually really seeing images of money right now, so I feel like it's related to money. But for some people, abundance can also be like an abundance of time, an abundance of energy, an abundance of opportunities. So opportunities, money, things like that. The traditional tarot card, the Wheel of Fortune, is coming to mind. I feel like the wheel is kind of turning for you, and you're going into a new chapter in your life where you're going to be growing exponentially. So what you need to do is not worry so much about how hard the past has been. I feel like you've come from a really hard time. That's what this card is saying. It's like you've just come from kind of a difficult period in your life, and it was a winter, and it was very harsh, and there were a lot of challenges and tests and obstacles in your path, but you've held on, and now the snow is thawing, and you're feeling much better, and you're feeling a lot more connected spiritually, and you have a lot more faith right now because you made it through this hard time, and perhaps there were miracles that came at the perfect time, synchronistically, to help show you that you're not alone, and that there's kind of a bigger reason for some of these things you go through. When you look back on it, sometimes these things happen to teach you, lessons. I find myself implementing things I've learned from, some difficult challenges I've had in the past quite often. And sometimes I'm kind of thankful for these lessons I've learned, despite how hard and how difficult it might have been, whatever conflict or contrast comes into your life. None of us are immune to this contrast we have here on earth. So I feel like for you just got out of this time, but you're feeling a lot more connected spiritually. There's a big message coming through about a fear of what other people think. I feel like this might be what's holding you back right now. This is from my personal deck, and this is a message that's really personal to me, but I'm going to read it to you anyways because I think it'll help. The message is, stop worrying what other people will think. They won't even notice. Your ego has been blowing things out of proportion. Chances are you grew up around others who felt unworthy and insecure. They were disconnected from their true divine nature and purpose. They projected their insecurities onto you. Your fragile brain, still being formed, accepted these feelings as yours long ago. Let these feelings go. These insecurities were never yours. Be free. So I feel like there's some overthinking going on. I pull this card whenever I'm just overthinking and worrying for no reason. about my future or like whatever, like a situation, something that's kind of in limbo. You know, transitional periods in our life can be hard sometimes because, you know, it brings in that fear because we want to know what's coming next, and sometimes we have to be patient. We don't always know, and I feel like you're in a situation like that where you're having to be really patient right now. So, you know, this is a really good sign that prosperity is coming. So, you know, really try to keep your hopes up. And I really hope that once this comes through for you, you'll look back and you'll remember this reading, and, you know, you'll know that this was a sign and that you chose this for a reason, because everything always happens for a reason. Nothing's a coincidence. I'm just laughing because I kind of always felt like I knew this truth my whole life, but the past couple years, it's really revealed itself to me that that is a truth for me, because I've had so many beautiful miracles and synchronicities come into my life to lead me on to this beautiful path I'm on now. So I know that the same will happen for you. And I was drawing this card a lot when I was going through kind of like a dark night of the soul period. I don't know if you guys have looked into spiritual awakening or anything like that, but you can look up Dark Night of the Soul or some videos about it on YouTube, or like Google it or something. It's just when you go through this time of just really intense shadow work, and it's just part of the journey, you know. It's really intense and overwhelming, and I think that everyone goes through it, but a lot of people kind of hide it from others. It's kind of like a depression, to be honest, you know? So maybe you've been really depressed lately and you've been kind of hiding that from people, but it's okay, you know? I love Infinite Waters' channel here on YouTube. You should check it out, Infinite Waters. He says that depressed means deep rest. And sometimes on the journey, you really just have to rest and go within and spend time in solitude and just relax and, you know, prepare for the next part of your journey and spend time cleansing, because we just pick up so much energy and so many things from just all the things we go through in life. And it's important to get grounded and rooted with yourself again, and to really figure out where you want to flow to next in your life, you know, because you are the master creator of your life, and you're the one who has a choice. You don't have to, you know, just do certain things because your society tells you, or because everyone else around you thinks you should, or they're telling you to, or because it's the responsible thing, or whatever. I mean, you kind of have to play the game, like, when it comes to society, to get where you want to go. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not telling you guys to be irresponsible here, but, you know, I'm saying to think outside the box a little bit and look at the larger picture of your life and really think about where you want to go, and, like, what your gifts and your talents are and how you can best use them, because you're here to shine that light, you know, and to use your natural gifts and talents and utilize that in order to bring infinite abundance and prosperity into your life. So just think about that. All right, I hope that message helped you, and we're gonna move on to the next stack. So number 2, I've got this piece of I forget what it is. I don't even remember, but it's helping me a lot, I can tell. Interesting. Alright. So, it's like you have this big dream, and it's like related probably to creativity. You're in your imagination. It could even be related to some type of healing art, but definitely, yeah, some type of creative endeavor. And you have some creative idea you've been trying to manifest, and you feel like you've just been stuck, running in circles, and you can't get to the next level. Maybe you have ideas, and you're always talking about what you're going to do, and you know what you want, and maybe you've even done some training for it, but there's this point where you feel like you can't get in, you know? Maybe you're trying to break into some industry or something. You feel like you just can't get in. Like you see this door and you can't go through it. This card talks a lot about like blockages to moving forward, but it also reminds you that there's like a season for everything. So don't get too discouraged, because maybe it's just not your season yet, you know? Not every flower blooms at the same time. But they're saying it's time to start delegating. It's time to really see who you can recruit to help you, because we really weren't meant to work alone. And I tried to, when it comes to my job, because I'm a fashion stylist and creative director, and I've been working towards that for over 10 years now. And when I first started, I was just kind of like a bedroom creative, and I was just kind of alone, like on the internet, like doing my thing. I worked with one photographer, and it was great. And I started something really awesome for myself. But eventually, what really got me to the next level, got me more exposure, and ultimately helped me break into the industry and start, getting jobs, was to really branch out and meet other people and work with other people and ask for help. Ask and you shall receive. It's really sacred to give and to receive. It's just a really healthy flow, and sometimes you have to put yourself out there on a limb and ask, people to help and ask them to be involved. And I feel like that's something that you're being called to do. I see here that meditation will really help you. I am ADD, ADHD, if you can already tell. I think it's part of what makes me such a good reader, because I'm really observant. But, meditation was very, very difficult for me when I first tried it. I couldn't sit still for like more than a couple seconds. And meditation is ultimately what made me aware of how intrusive and invasive your thoughts can be, and how conscious you have to be of like your personal energy and where you're directing it. We don't really accomplish much when we're in our head a lot, planning and scheming and like ruminating and worrying. It's better for us to focus, be intentional with our thoughts and with what we want to create, and with our energy and our focus. So I see that meditation will help you. So I recommend starting with 5 minutes. 5 minutes a day. And YouTube is amazing for that. Just type in 5-minute meditation and just click through it until you find someone whose voice doesn't annoy you. Because some of these people have really annoying voices, and others, they just make you fall asleep. It's like so relaxing. It's like ASMR or something. So honestly, just try to quiet your mind, and you'll be really surprised what happens when you start meditating. Crazy shit starts happening. Excuse my language, but seriously, like, start meditating and you'll start to see some changes in your life in a good way. You'll start to really feel more relaxed. You'll feel more creative. Sometimes all it takes is just 5 minutes or just 30 seconds of deep breathing and visualization to help. A fun way to start with meditations is manifestation meditations. You can do meditations where you basically ask for something that you want, or you visualize it happening, and you get to play around and see if it ends up coming through for you. And it's very powerful. That's how I started getting into manifesting for the first time. I was working on meditations, and then I came across the manifesting ones, and they work. They actually work, and I recommend them. And definitely do some more research on manifesting, because there's a lot that goes into it. But, the meditations definitely help. So I would recommend that for you. Have some fun with it, and I think that that's going to help you feel more collected and help you figure out what the next step forward really is for you. All right? I hope that this reading helps, and if you want to know what the next step forward is, definitely hit me up for a reading, because I'm doing readings right now for only $11.11, and I might be able to help out. So, on to number 3. If you chose number 3, it's interesting. So, I feel like there's been like a breakup on your mind, or someone from your past. I think that there's a beautiful message coming through about the love you have shared is eternal, regardless of the situation. This card could also be referring to like a love triangle, because that's kind of what Izal was all about. But it's really beautiful. Like, you feel the energy on this card. It's you know, beautiful flowers, and she's surrounded in healing light, and she's pretty. She's doing well. I feel like that's you right now. Like, you're doing much better. You're looking and feeling better. Maybe this breakup or whatever this was really got you down, but you're moving forward, and a message is coming through for you. It is. Now, I'm gonna get really meta here and explain this concept to you. This is something that I learned that really made me have an epiphany, and it helped me kind of vibrate to the next level in my life. It helped me be able to find forgiveness for myself and for others, and it helped me be able to get into alignment better so that I could manifest more abundance and opportunities into my life. So once I learned this, I noticed a lot of shift in my life for the better. So I hope that this will help you. So I'm going to read you this card. So it is. By adopting "it is" as a mantra, you are making a conscious choice to be in a state of non-judgment of circumstance and others. This allows you to be in a state of alignment and flow. It is doesn't mean, oh well, you can't change it. Better just accept it and move on. Doesn't it kind of sound like it is? Just it rubbed me the wrong way at first. I'll be completely honest with you. It rubbed me the wrong way at first when someone first told me, like, well, it is. And you hear people say it is what it is. Well, this is a new way to look at this, you know. It is doesn't mean, you know, oh well, like, just move on, accept it. It is means it is changing. Because everything is always evolving and growing and changing on this planet. We are always growing and evolving and changing. So are the plants, and so are the animals. And so are our relationships and our situations, and everything's always growing and evolving. So it is means it is changing. Accept this change and transition into it gracefully. Accept the moment for what it is and be thankful for all that has already materialized in your life. Remember that there are forces at work that you are unaware of. Things are not always as they appear. So, you know, maybe the situation isn't over. Or maybe you're going to look back one day and realize this was not the right person for you, and they helped open up your heart so that the next person, you know, your twin flame or your true soulmate, or just Mr. or Mrs. Right. or just they. Because I know some of you guys are not into the gender thing, and I really am not either, but the right person could, you know, walk into your life, and you might realize that this person was kind of the catalyst that helped you change and helped you be able to accept that love and be open to it. So, you know, things are always changing. This isn't how it's going to be forever. You're not going to feel like this forever. It's growing, it's changing. So it is. Remember that. These two cards are really beautiful. This is not in relation to this situation. It's kind of separate. I think they're just wanting to kind of lift your spirits a little bit. Like, they know how heavy this is weighing on your heart. This is saying there's a huge opportunity for you. You might have felt like you're swimming upstream for a while, but this card talks about abundance. Like, it's almost very similar to this card. Sometimes I pull just this card and I tell people, okay, so there's going to be something huge coming for you in your job. Or there's going to be a connection in your life. Someone who's very sensitive and very open heart. Because this card talks about like a sensitive person. But the water signifies abundance and just showers of blessings. And so then I also pulled the abundance card. So just prepare. So far, a lot of these cards are talking about money and abundance and like happiness and like well-being. We might not want to be too quick to judge certain circumstances, because we do have this Mercury retrograde, which we are currently in the pre-shadow phase of, and we got these eclipses coming, so there's going to be some energy. Who knows, there could be some fuckery coming. So just be aware, maybe on the other side of that this is gonna come in. So just be open to whatever's happening in your life and these changes, and give it a few weeks and it'll all be downhill from there, okay? So those are some messages that are coming through for you, and I hope those help. And if you want a personal reading, then check out the description below. It has more information about that. Now, the fourth stack. Oh my gosh, this is 20 minutes. I can't believe I've been doing this for 20 minutes. I hope this is helping you guys. Please leave me comments and let me know if you want me to do this again, because if not, I'll probably just 20 whole minutes of my life, so no big deal or anything. Alright, you got the Sun. It's the most positive card in the whole deck. It's such a positive reading. I'm so happy about this right now. It's always nice to deliver good news. They're saying that it's really weird to get this card right next to this one. So I feel like the message is hang in there. There's a really amazing opportunity and a good time for you right around the corner. Like, you're gonna be feeling better. I just feel like maybe your mood's been down. Maybe there's this storm that's just in the past. A lot of messages about people who have just left some kind of difficult situation behind and just trying to hang on, you know, emotionally and mentally and physically. It could even be that you've had some type of injury or something you're recovering from. But they're saying there's going to be a full recovery, and to just hang in there and just look on the bright side, because there is some traveling coming into your life, because I see this horse back here, and the horse is a symbol of travel. So I feel like it's in the distance, so you know, you're going to be feeling a lot more optimistic soon. You're going to be gifted like a sudden burst of energy. And when you feel that, like, follow your heart and like use that energy to, you know, continue towards your natural dreams and your goals that you have, and look for opportunities to travel. See if you can save some money up and just do it. You know, you might have a place on your mind you've been wanting to go to, and I feel like the reason that you've been having this vision to go there is because there is some type of opportunity waiting for you there. So I think this is what you need to start putting your attention to, and it'll naturally lift your spirits and kind of get you out of this darkness. But you might not want to tell other people about this, because everyone has their own opinions about what you should and shouldn't be doing in your life right now. And I just feel like maybe some people around you won't understand this decision to go to this place, and you might just need to keep the idea to yourself for a while until you actually like book the ticket, or until you actually have some more money saved up, or until you are able to clear your schedule, and until it's more certain. So it's more like, hey, guess what? I'm going to this place, not like, what do you guys think? You know what I mean? Sometimes we get way too codependent when it comes to our decision making, and it really doesn't matter what other people think. We have to follow our heart, and that's what's going to lead us to our greatest good. So I do feel like you're a bit afraid. Like, maybe you're afraid to make a decision like this. Maybe you're afraid and you're thinking like, okay, I chose this stack of cards, and now she's saying I should, you know, do something kind of reckless, like just randomly travel somewhere when I have this obligation, and I have this, and then this, or I have kids, or I have, but there's a message coming through that says fear is the mind killer. And it says the changes that you're about to make are safe and for your highest good. Make sure you have set clear intentions on what is wanted. Maybe you want to move. Maybe you want to go somewhere else. They're saying be sure of the direction you would like to go in and meditate on the next step. Opportunities, healing, change, and an important transition into all of these is now before you. So this card also is talking about how you're going to be able to really change and transform through this. I see this image of the snake shedding its skin. This trip could really be something huge for you. It could really help take you to the next level in your life. Whether it's just connecting you with the right people in this place you go to, or it's connecting you with a feeling that you want an inspiration and a goal for yourself and for your life. Sometimes when you travel, you just get inspired, and I've been inspired while traveling and ended up turning those visions and ideas into huge projects, and it's just so cool, like, what you can do with that type of energy. So I feel like it's an energy thing here. Like, your energy's out of balance. Like, you're kind of out of whack. You really need to change the scenery. you really just need, oh, sorry, you really just need to get out. So really think about, you know, what kind of trip you can go on. Where can you go? Like, even if it's just like a couple hours outside of wherever you live, or just to like a campsite or something. But I really think that this is talking about getting on a plane and flying somewhere crazy, like exotic, like get out, you know, and trying something and just being a little bit adventurous. So I hope that resonates with you guys. And if any of you want a personal reading, then check out the description below. Right now I'm doing personal readings for only $11.11, and that is probably the cheapest price you can find here for psychics. And I just started my channel recently, and so I'm doing this price to start out, but it will be changing very soon. So definitely hit me up right now while my price is so affordable. So hope you guys are having an amazing day. Peace out.